Welcome to the,
Go ahead.
you sure?
Yes.
I can wait.
No, we're good.
Welcome to the Franklin County Board of Commissioners General Session for January 23rd, 2023. As a reminder, this is a public meeting and it's being recorded for those of you that are calling in. If you would please ensure that your line is muted. We'll begin this afternoon's general session. Pledge of Allegiance led by Commissioner Boyce.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. We'll start with the drainage engineer.
Resolution number 3823. Resolution authorizing a transfer of funds for the Stormwater Management Program.
Good afternoon, Commissioners.
Good afternoon.
My name is Cornell Robertson, Franklin County Engineer. As you know, I also serve as the County Drainage Engineer and oversee Franklin County Stormwater Management Program, and also represent Franklin County Public Health, County Sanitary Engineers, and MORPSI to simplify fund transfers. Approximately $1.9 million was approved from the general fund in 2023 budget for this program. This resolution transfers $943,687 to cover operating and capital improvement expenses for the first half of 2023. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 038-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 3823 has been adopted.
All right. Now that you're the engineer, I have a bone to pick with you.
Uh-oh.
Your snowplow driver took out my mailbox yesterday.
Oh, my goodness.
Now, truth be told, as I was putting it back together, my neighbor and I were putting it back together today. My neighbor did the vast majority of the work, or all the work, I guess is a better way to put it. Came to find out that the post, the wooden post that was securing it in was probably rotted, so I don't think it took much for him to take it out, but, you know.
Well,
So,
nonetheless.
a lot of heavy snow yesterday too, so.
Yeah, well, very wet, very heavy.
There's a whole
Certainly-
lot of, I also noticed that yesterday and today, there's a whole lot of mailboxes that are just kind of leaning over.
Mhm.
So I think between the heavy snow and active snow plows, it's not just the county engineer snow plows, I'm sure it's all the snow plows, but I think there's a whole lot of mailboxes these days that are getting beat up from the snow yesterday.
Yeah, I think so. Unfortunate side effect, you know, it's certainly not intentional, but just part of the business, I guess you could say.
My mailbox isn't going anywhere anytime soon, so have at it.
Resolution number 3923. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to enter into a contract modification with Shelley and Sands Incorporated for the Toy Road, Swisher Roads, and Salzgaber Road Improvement Project, Part 1 and 2, an increase of $194,035 for a revised contract amount of $2,458,873.52.
This capital improvement project is in the southeast part of the county in Madison Township, the city of Groveport, the city of Obetz, along Toy Road, Swisher Road, and Salzgaber Road. This resolution is a construction contract modification with Shelley and Sands for additional temporary pavement, as well as removal and replacement of unsuitable road subgrade. Pending any questions, I request your approval.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 39-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce.
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 3923 has been adopted. Resolution number 4023, resolution authorizing the Franklin County Engineer to enter into a contract modification with Compass Infrastructure Group for general engineering services for an increase of $45,989 for a revised contract amount of $145,989.
As stated, this resolution is a contract modification with Compass Infrastructure Group for general engineering design to help us establish a new program in general bridge maintenance, which we will put out for competitive bid this spring. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 40-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4023 has been adopted. Resolution number 4123, ADR and Associates Limited Consulting Engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer by providing general engineering services in the amount of $100,000.
This is also a general engineering services contract with ADR and Associates to help us design infrastructure improvements in Plain Township. We use the qualifications-based selection process, and we have worked with ADR in the past. Happy to answer any questions you may have.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 41-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4123 has been adopted. Resolution number 4223, TRC Companies Incorporated Consulting Engineers appointed to assist the Franklin County Engineer by providing general engineering services in the amount of $100,000.
Similarly, this is a general engineering services contract with TRC Companies to help us design a pipe culvert replacement and rehabilitation of beams and guardrail for a bridge in the city of Westerville. We use the qualifications-based selection process, and TRC is a local engineering firm. I respectfully request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 42-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4223 has been adopted.
Thank you all very much. I'm going to go back and get ready for some more snow plowing. We'll be careful of mailboxes.
Well, I should also let the prosecutor know that Teresa Dean's father is the one who actually repaired my mailbox. So, gotta say a big thank you to him tonight when I get home. Thank you. Well, it's actually your turn too, so hurry up. Thank you, Cornell. We're on now to the prosecutor.
Resolution number 4323, resolution authorizing the Board of Commissioners of Franklin County, Ohio to enter into a consultant contract with Paul Worth Associates Incorporated for public relations management and strategies in the amount of $100,000.
Good afternoon, Commissioner. Janine Hummer, representing the Franklin County Prosecutor's Office, G. Gary Tyak as prosecuting attorney. In June of 2022, this body authorized the prosecutor and the county administrator to enter into contract with Paul Worth to provide media services and public relations consultations. This contract is actually for a year, so that is why you see an increase in the total amount. We at one time had an in-person employee performing this task. We have utilized as a test manner Paul Worth to provide these services, and we believe that their services have met our needs, and we'd like to continue with those services for another year.
Thank you, Madam Assistant Prosecutor. Just a bit for clarification, because it's documented on here, I don't have any conflicts. I can vote on this because I'm no longer, they were a contract of another organization I'm affiliated with. It no longer exists anymore, and I can vote on this today.
Yes, Commissioner Boyce, you have consulted with the prosecuting attorney's office on a potential conflict with this. There is no conflict because it has been over a year since that contract existed. You have no existing.
It might not have been over a year. So should I wait then if it's been under a year? I don't remember exactly when it ended, but yeah, I don't know. It's probably not been a year, I'd say. Probably more like 8 or 9 months. Why don't we just postpone it?
Then I would suggest that you postpone it.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Move to postpone resolution 43-23 to the next general session.
Second?
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4323 has been postponed until the next general session.
All right, the sheriff.
Resolution number 4423, resolution authorizing the county administrator to sign contracts on behalf of the Board of Commissioners to allow other agencies to use the Franklin County Sheriff's Office Firing Range and Training Academy for the remainder of calendar year 2023.
Good afternoon, Commissioners and County Administration. Albert Smith, Assistant Finance Director for the Sheriff's Office. This first resolution will allow the County Administrator to sign a contract with Minerva Park Police Department that's utilize our firing range and training academy. This resolution will also allow the County Administrator to sign any future firing range contracts for other agencies for the remainder of 2023. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 44-23.
Second?
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4423 has been adopted. Resolution number 4523, resolution authorizing an agreement with the Ohio Attorney General, Ohio Peace Officer Training Academy for use of the OPATA driving track and classroom in the amount of $1,200.
Commissioners, our last resolution authorizes an agreement with the Ohio Attorney General to utilize the Ohio Police Officers Training Academy driving track on March 30th through the 31st of this year. The track will be used to conduct the driver training portion of the current Peace Officer Basic Training Academy being conducted for the Sheriff's Office deputies. The cost of the agreement will not exceed $1,200. Pending any questions, I request passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 45-23.
Second?
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4523 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. All right, Alcohol, Drug, and Mental Health Board.
Resolution number 4623, resolution authorizing a guaranteed maximum price amendment number 2 to modify the original contract agreement with Elford Incorporated to provide construction manager at-risk services, including construction services associated with the construction of a mental health and addiction crisis center not to exceed $13,902,552. And for a total amount of $17,359,493.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Darla Reardon, Director, Franklin County Public Facilities Management. Jonathan Thomas, Adam H. Chief Operating Officer, and Randy Duncan, Vice President, Elford Inc., are also present today. This resolution is the next step in the construction manager at risk project delivery model that is being employed for the construction of a mental health and addiction crisis center to be operated by Adam H. Today's resolution is the second of 3 guaranteed maximum price GMP amendments with Elford Inc. anticipated for this project. Specifically, GMP Amendment number 2 includes the following scope of work: building concrete, CMU, masonry work, partial structural steel, perimeter framing, assemblies, roofing systems, fireproofing, elevators, under-slab plumbing and electrical, site electrical, earthwork, site utilities, and aggregate piers. Consistent with the construction manager at risk project delivery model, Elford will hold all the subcontracts associated with this amendment. This project has an established SEBE aspirational goal of 18%. Additionally, LCP Tracker will be utilized on this project for workforce development tracking, consistent with the county's other recent legacy projects. Randy Duncan, Vice President of Elford Inc., will now provide additional brief comment on this amendment, including SEBE participation. Then, pending any questions, we respectfully request your approval of Guaranteed Maximum Price Amendment number 2.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. As Darla mentioned, so we're presenting GMP number 2 today, and happy to report that the bidding participation and bidding results were very favorable. We are tracking slightly below the budget by about $27,000. And also happy to report that team's working great together, and all indicators is GMP 3 is on track as well. With the bid results, we had great local participation. About 45% of the bidders are headquartered here in Central Ohio, and about 72% have an established local office. As mentioned, we're very focused on SEB participation and meeting or exceeding that the 18% goal, and that starts with Reese Industries being part of our CM team. But to date, we've had several informational sessions, conducted outreach with the city, the building trades, and in fact, have our last event this Friday for GMP3 to do another project introduction to those bidders and boost participation with bidding and maximize our SEB participation. So with that, GMP2, we're currently tracking at 15% participation. We were at about 17%, but a success story for an individual was they were able to sell their firm. It was acquired last week. So instead of 17, we're down to 15. We are working actively with our partners to try to find additional resources so we can that fall under SEB umbrella that we can maybe recoup that if possible. So with that, we're super happy with where we're at. We're tracking well, and the most opportunities for SEB are actually being in GMP3, so we feel we're well positioned to meet or exceed our goal.
Great.
And with that, I'm sorry.
That's a great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. If there are no further comments or questions, move for adoption of 46-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 4623 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. The Emergency Management Agency.
Resolution number 4723. Resolution authorizing the Franklin County Administrator and the Director of Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security to execute an FY 2020 Building Resilient Infrastructure and Communities Grant, and authorizing the Director of Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security to be the designated agent for administration purposes.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Jeff Young, representing Franklin County Emergency Management and Homeland Security. You have previously approved an agreement with a planning contractor to undertake our FEMA-required 5-year plan update, working with not only Franklin County agencies, but all of the local jurisdictions within Franklin County, as well as the public outreach, which is set to begin in the next 30 days. This FEMA BRIC grant, administered by the state, will reimburse 75% of the plan update costs up to $111,000. As part of the state grant administration, they require the county EMA director to be designated by resolution as an authorized agent for reporting and the plan review submittal. Upon completion and FEMA review, the final plan will be presented to the commissioners for adoption, keeping Franklin County FEMA compliant and eligible for future mitigation project funding. It will then be the responsibility for each jurisdiction to also adopt the plan locally if they too wish to be eligible for projects. I'll gladly answer any questions you may have and ask for your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 47-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting Commissioner Boyce,
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady.
Yes.
Resolution number 4723 has been adopted.
Thank you.
All right, to Economic Development and Planning.
Resolution number 4823. Review of petition to annex 4.0 acres more or less from Plain Township to the City of New Albany, case number ANX-01-23.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Director James Schimmer, Economic Development and Planning. Commissioners, this is a resolution that relates to a petition of 4.0 acres from Plain Township to the City of New Albany, case number ANX-01-23. The property is located in two sites, 6644 Morse Road, also PID number 220000057, and property 6710 Morse Road, PID number 220000656. The total perimeter of the site is approximately 1,631 feet. Approximately 1,141 feet, or 70%, is contiguous to the City of New Albany. The applicant has met all of the statutory requirements outlined in section 709.022 of the Ohio Revised Code. Additionally, the applicant has provided a copy of an annexation agreement between Plain Township and the City of New Albany. Therefore, I'm recommending that you approve this annexation this afternoon.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 48-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4823 has been adopted.
Thanks, Commissioners.
Thanks, Jim. All right, Justice Policy and Programs.
Resolution number 4923, resolution authorizing a subgrant award with the Corporation for Supportive Housing to continue support of the frequent user system engagement and rapid rehousing programs through the FY 2022 through 2023 Targeted Community Alternatives to Prison Grant Program in the amount of $700,457.08.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Rochelle Pride, Director for the Office of Justice Policy and Programs. Utilizing TCAP funding, the Office of Justice Policy and Programs intends to issue a sub-grant award to the Corporation for Supportive Housing for the continued coordination and implementation of the Frequent User System Engagement, better known as FUSE, which seeks to provide supportive housing and support services to justice-involved residents with a reoccurring history of arrest and jail bookings for low-level, nonviolent offenders. Funding will additionally support the rapid rehousing of justice-involved individuals referred by the Common Pleas Court who have been identified by probation as needing stable housing to successfully reintegrate into the community. To date, a total of 70 individuals have been provided access to safe, quality, affordable housing and supports, all of which constitute as some of the most basic and powerful social determinants of health. During the award period, CSH will provide undisrupted supportive housing and case management services for the existing 31 FUSE and 6 Justice Rapid Rehousing tenants. Those tenants also leave the program with new referrals and will be accepted into the program to maintain an occupancy of a minimum of 37 housing units filled. This sub-grant award supports goal number 5 of our Rise Together blueprint for reducing poverty in Franklin County by increasing the supply of an equitable opportunity to access quality housing. Pending any questions, we would seek your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 49-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 4923 has been adopted.
Thank you. Have a great afternoon.
You too. Sanitary Engineer.
Resolution number 5023, resolution authorizing a private sewer agreement with Dunbury Green Limited Partnership for a private sewer main extension on Westport Road.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Ryan Stowe with the Sanitary Engineer here. Dunbury Green is a 3-story apartment building located on Westport Road within Prairie and Franklin Townships without current access to public sanitary sewer. A county-owned sanitary sewer main currently exists on Westport Road, but outside the frontage of the property with sufficient capacity to serve the apartment building. The owner of the apartment building, Dunbury Green Limited Partnership, wished to construct a private sewer main at their sole expense from the frontage of their parcel to the existing county-owned sewer main to provide access and connection to the county sanitary sewer collection system. In order to serve the proposed development and allow construction of the improvement, Franklin County and Dunbury Green Limited Partnership must enter into a requisite private sewer agreement. Board of Commissioners has adopted a policy regarding such improvements, which requires construction and initial operation of the private sewer main by the owner of the parcel being served by the improvement, with ultimate transfer of the improvement to the county for the incorporation into our sanitary sewer collection system. The Department of Sanitary Engineering and the City of Columbus and the Franklin County Engineer have reviewed and approved the plans for the private sewer main extension and subsequent connection. We respectfully request the passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 50-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 5023 has been adopted. Resolution number 5123, resolution authorizing a private sewer agreement with Airport Business Center, LLC, for the Johnstown Road sanitary sewer extension.
The Airport Business Center LLC is constructing a new business on Johnstown Road in Mifflin Township that also does not have access to centralized sanitary sewer. Private sanitary sewer main extension from the City of Columbus owned sewer main located in the south right-of-way of Johnstown Road is required to make sanitary sewer accessible to the property where the business is located. Airport Business Center LLC wishes to construct the private sanitary sewer mainline extension at their sole expense within the right-of-way and easements along Johnstown Road. In order to serve the proposed new business and allow construction of the improvement, Franklin County and Airport Business Center LLC must enter into a requisite private sewer agreement. As previously mentioned, the Board of Commissioners has adopted a policy regarding such improvements, which allows for the initial operation of the private sewer main by the owner of the parcel being served, with ultimate transfer of the improvement to the county for incorporation into our system. The Department of Sanitary Engineering, the City of Columbus, and the Franklin County Engineer have reviewed and approved the plans for the private sewer main subsequent connection, and all necessary easements have been acquired and recorded. We respectfully request the passage of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 51-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 5123 has been adopted.
Thank you.
Thanks, Ryan. To the purchasing department.
Resolution number 5223, resolution approving purchases for various Franklin County agencies in the amount of $55,877,149.26.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Megan Perry-Valinier, Director of Purchasing. This resolution requests your approval of 389 purchase orders for which the county auditor has pre-certified available funding. Pending any questions, I request your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 52-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 5223 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Board of Commissioners.
Resolution number 5323, resolution reconciling 2023 appropriations to align with the amended certificate of estimated resources.
Good afternoon, Commissioners. Zach Telerik with the Office of Management and Budget. This is our annual resolution that aligns appropriations as a result of the actual cash balances at the start of the year. The 2023 approved budget was based on estimated balances when the Commissioners approved in December. In addition, the resolution includes various reappropriations for items that were initially anticipated to be expended in 2022 that have carried forward into 2023. And finally, this resolution includes appropriation adjustments for various collective bargaining agreements that were approved at the end of the year that were not incorporated into the 2023 approved budget. Pending any question, would ask your approval of this resolution.
If there are no comments or questions, move for adoption of 53-23.
Second.
Moved and seconded, voting. Commissioner Boyce?
Yes.
Commissioner O'Grady?
Yes.
Resolution number 5323 has been adopted.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Madam Clerk, do we have any journalizations?
We do not.
Okay. Do we have any media or press that would have any questions for the Board of Commissioners today? Hearing none. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you, everybody.